Your DJ has only just begun.
Welcome, my friends. The night of the nights has come. The night of the nights. Open your heart and your mind. Move to the rhythm and dance into your own beautiful reality. Beautiful reality. Feel free and expect the unexpected. We start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
We're already here.
1.
We're here.
No.
We're here. We're here. So we're here about welcome to the Whiteout show. Here with my co-host here, Flame Killer. So hey Flame. You're gonna talk about that Batman movie, you know, what's supposed to be coming around. So brought to my attention, so figured you know some more information than I do on it.
So, I think maybe a day or two ago, they had Warner Brothers, by the way, had signed a deal with Robert Pattinson. That's right. The guy who has the vampire from Twilight is supposed to be the new Batman to replace Ben Affleck. So, what are your thoughts about this, man?
I'm just picturing, all I'm picturing is a glittery Batman. Just, I don't know. I didn't really like Ben Affleck, but I don't know how this is gonna show. If it's gonna be worse or it'd probably be worse. I'm very scared for this movie. I think Robin when I see him.
Yeah, you do make a good point. I do think as Robin, he would be a better fit.
Yeah.
I think someone said, like, posted some online, like having like Michael Keaton like as a older Batman and then having him as like Batman Beyond. That one, I can kind of see that. I can see him as like a Terry McGinnis. I think that's his name from like the Batman Beyond version.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some more information I got about the Batman movie. So when Ben Affleck confirmed that he was out, they had to search for a new one, and here's the director that they're going to have for the movie. The director's name is Matt Reeves. You heard of him?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, so the research I've done on him, the movies that he's most well known for are some of the rebooted Planet of the Apes movies. So I personally have not watched any of Planet of the Apes movies. I don't know. It's just something about like monkeys taking over the world. I don't know. I don't know. Someone told me that the movies aren't really about that though. So I don't know. Maybe one day I might watch one of them.
One day.
Maybe I'll give it a chance. But I've heard nothing but great things about the Planet of the Apes movies. Like I heard like on Rotten Tomatoes, like the critics gave it like up to 90% stuff. So,
oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
You get him directing this new Batman movie, and he is picking Robert Pattinson. So I mean, he's a questionable choice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I wouldn't pick him for the role, but I mean, if you get a director who's gotten praised by the critics before from movies in the past, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I might give that a chance. I mean, I know I'm a little bit Batmaned out because, you know, after the Dark Knight trilogy and the Batman versus Superman and all that stuff, it's like a little bit Batmaned out. But they said the movie's coming out like 2021, so
I think it won't be so Batman out, probably.
Yeah. So, what else did I also say? And I heard that they had this actor whose name Joe. His last name starts with an M. I can't remember what it was, but this dude whose name's Joe, he actually played as Flash Thompson from the OG Spider-Man movie with like Tobey Maguire. So he's going to be in the movie, and they said that he's going to play as Deathstroke. So, I mean, I like me some Deathstroke in movies, man. Like, well, we all know him as like Slade from like that Teen Titans cartoon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you might have seen him before. You ever seen that Hulu commercial with like him and that one lady Sophia from Modern Family?
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, like when they're like on a plane. He's like the guy that's sitting next to her. I think Lloyd actually. That lucky bastard though, man. Yeah, so I heard he's supposed to be playing Deathstroke. So Robert Pattinson. Now, why I think could it work? Maybe only because I did see him in this movie called High Life. It's like a little science fiction movie. It's like talking about like black holes and stuff. I looked on the ratings. It has 80% or 83% on Rotten Tomatoes from like the critics, and some fans didn't like it. It was like 47% from the audiences. There was another movie he was pretty good at called Good Time. It's got like 91% from fans and 80% from fans. So that movie actually got some good praise. So yeah, there was that. I don't know. Did you have another preference of like who you think should have been like casted as Batman?
You know the guy from Walking Dead that played Negan? I thought he would be pretty decent as Batman. He just needs to shave up, of course, you know. But I think he would be pretty good as Batman because he had that structure that was, you know, built big up top.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I can see him being a little badass.
There was like two guys I kind of thought like. Now I know it's not going to matter what we think, but you know, just we're kind of giving ideas here.
Yeah.
One guy I always said for a long time that would have been a good candidate. This guy is kind of old, but I mean I could see it though.
Yeah.
So Dylan McDermott, like, what was he from? You remember the first season of I think was it American Horror Story? What was called that TV show?
I'm not for sure. You know American Horror Story over there.
What about it?
What was it? The first season? Talk to the moderator and over here. I'm not for sure my info, man. You throw it on your shows.
Okay, American Horror Story, what?
What was it? Who was it now? What did he do? Like in the show?
Kind of like the main character. Like he plays as like a psychiatrist.
Oh, the father.
The
I
father.
don't know his name though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, that's his name, Dylan McDermott. Like, I know he is a little bit on the older side, but like he's built pretty big. Like he's got like he's got a serious look, just like Bruce Wayne. Like, you know, he's unmasked, and then when he puts on the suit, you can kind of see him. I
can see that too. I just see where you're getting it from. I see that.
It's like
I agree with that one, really.
yeah, it's like The only downside is he's a little bit older. Like I think he's mid-50s, so that might be a bit of a problem. But I mean, if he was a little bit younger, whew, that would have been perfect. And last guy I thought who would be perfect, you probably might not know this guy. His name is Oscar Isaac. He plays like in the newer Star Wars movies. Plays as Dameron, I think his name is. And his performance in that has been praised by like Star Wars fans. And I know some Star Wars fans are kind of mixed between like, you know, some didn't like it, some did like it.
Some need
So,
Operation H, yeah.
I mean, I thought the Last Jedi was okay. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I thought it was okay. I know I'm gonna get.
See, I haven't watched that yet. Shit, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of superheroes.
Yeah.
There's been so many. I mean, I think I'd like the last superhero movie I've seen was probably Deadpool.
Yeah. Fans in the comment section, get him to some of the Avengers movies. Get him to watch
Dude, please don't attack me. Please don't attack.
Just tell him he's got to watch it, man. What else? There was this movie Ex Machina, where like you know, he's got this little thing with that robot chick using that movie.
Yeah.
I think I could, I could see him actually playing like a good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Now I think he's 40 years old. He's a bit older, but not too old.
Not too old.
He can last for about maybe 7 years or so.
Maybe buff
So
up
you know he's
Maybe
finally
buff up
done.
a little bit. Just a little buff.
And the only downside is he is a bit short. Like I think I'm taller than him. He's like about 5'9".
So the
That
Joker.
might-
So the Joker's gonna look over him. Then.
Oh,
he's gonna look down like this and like, hey, Batman. You know, his laughing ass.
Yeah, how tall is Jared Leto anyway?
Oh, I'm not for sure. I know he's taller than that Batman that you're listing off. Pretty sure.
All right.
Do we have to fact check it? Should we fact check it? all right, hold on. Here, I'll fact check it. How tall? Who are you looking for?
Jared Leto.
Give it.
I misspelled it.
No. Yeah, misspelled. I misspelled. So he's 5'9".
Oh, so they would be basically kind of looking 9'9".
Huh?
Yeah, maybe it could work. Maybe.
Maybe.
They want to keep Jared Leto as Joker.
It might work.
There's still been a little bit of a talk of whether Henry is going to be out or not. And last I heard he was out, but not officially confirmed. So, I mean, I hope he doesn't go away because I know Henry Cavill, the guy who plays as Superman in the movies, is working on a little Netflix series, the Witcher series. So, I mean, I kind of want to watch that because even though I don't think he could pull off the voice, he definitely does have a look for like the main character Geralt. So we'll see what happens with Henry.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can kind of move on to the next one, like the current status of like the DC movies. So, starting off with like Man of Steel. Now, so far their movies are kind of meh. Like critics have kind of they've given him a hard time. But at least they kind of have like some of their fans that kind of back him up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, starting off with Man of Steel. So, in the box office, they made about 668. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, about like $668
Fact checking.
million at the box office. So, no, not too shabby for like a standalone movie.
Yeah.
The response from critics and fans, it's a little bit mixed. Some critics, like I heard on Rotten Tomatoes, it was about like 56. So, I mean, not bad, but not great. Most fans give it like 75%. I'm kind of in that 75%. I personally like Man of Steel. I thought that was cool. It does start off slow, but boy, the action scenes, and then he fought General Zod. Like, I thought that was dope as heck, man. So, you know, it was kind of a success with Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Then immediately thrown Batman versus Superman. So, it made a lot of money, almost $1 billion. So, it made about $873 million. So,
Yeah.
they're
gonna get some fans from different areas, you know, from just casting who they casted.
Right. So, I mean, the title is like Batman vs Superman. So, I mean, that will get butts in seats. So we all know the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it like 27%, which is not great. 63% of the fans liked it, so it's, you know, I mean, some people kind of like Ben Affleck's performance. I mean, I personally don't.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just, it's not the fact that it was Ben, it was the fact that, you know, this version of Batman was kind of a murdering psychopath. He was just kind of driven by a lot of anger in the movie. I mean, that was kind of my problem. Like, the movie had me rooting for Superman. It's like, man, I kind of want Superman to kind of beat this dude. Okay, so, Suicide Squad. Moving on to them.
Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. I made a big deal about that movie, but I just feel like it didn't do as good. You got the numbers for that too?
Yeah, I got everybody's box office numbers and like how fans and critics see. So in the box office, by the way, they made a good amount of money despite the audience reception. So they made $746 million at the box office. Yeah, so just
this is a long whistle.
So
how much was that number again? What was that number again?
700 million.
It wasn't a billion. It wasn't a billion.
700 million. My bad.
But like they made a bigger deal with that movie than the one that made more. You notice that?
Yeah. Crazy thing is, it's one of their top 3 movies that made. Well, top 4 actually. I'll get to that in a minute. So, the critics, it is the same thing on Rotten Tomatoes for Batman vs Superman as Suicide Squad. Like, it's literally identical. Like, just 3% like Batman vs Superman a little bit more. That 3% is kind of gone from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Now, Batman vs Superman, I totally didn't like the direction they were going with that. And Lex Luthor, I think we could all agree, Lex Luthor was horrible in that one. And Jesse Eisenberg's like a good actor too, and I feel sorry for him. Like it just wasn't.
You feel sorry for him? Uh-oh, why do you feel sorry?
He's a pretty good actor. Yes, he is, but man, like especially with the way they made him, like he just felt really cartoony. You know, he's like, woo, woo, you know. So yeah, Suicide Squad. To me, it was just kind of meh. I felt like the villain wasn't really good. The movie felt very racy. Like, they kind of maybe threw a lot of sexual themes in there that was just kind of a little bit weird and bizarre. Okay, moving on. So Wonder Woman. This is where they kind of kicked it up a notch. So Wonder Woman made over $821 million at the box office.
Once again, they didn't even advertise that, and as much as they did Suicide Squad. I'm just saying, like, the numbers, they didn't have to do much.
Yeah, and their ratings pretty dang high. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it 93%.
Ooh.
The fans gave it like 88%. So he got some good ratings, and I personally love the movie. The character Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, she knocked it out of the park. Like, they knew what they were doing with this film.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I 100% agree. That was one of their biggest successes in the DCEU so far. All right, Justice League. This was supposed to be it. This was supposed to be the big break.
Oh, all right.
This is disappointing in the box office, by the way. It made over $657 million. By the way, this is less than Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Man of Steel made $10 million more dollars than Justice League. This is supposed to be it for them, like the big break. This
is like everybody together. If they're not pulling the fan base, from the other movies, but they can sit there and make the numbers happen. That's what doesn't make sense about that.
Yeah, so I didn't go to see it at theaters. I saw it like on this little bootleg. I mean, the quality.
We're telling. I watched the bootleg.
I won't say like I was, but Anyways, seeing the movie, it was just average. Like,
see, they would have got your sales ticket. They would have got your sales ticket, and you went out and got a bootleg ticket. There's $10. There's $10. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie it was average. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it about 40%. I agree with that. It's nothing more than 40%. And the DC fans come try to save it again and the fans give it like a 72%. And it's like, I don't know about 72%. Like, it really wasn't good, man. It was basic. It was almost kind of like the Avengers in a DC version kind of way. Only like, some of the characters kind of stunk. Like I said, Wonder Woman, Superman were the only ones that were good in that movie, in my opinion. The Flash, to me, was kind of the biggest slap in the face. Like, he was just obviously played like the comedy relief, and it was just all right. I'm moving on from Justice League, man.
Enough about this shit.
So, Aquaman.
Yeah.
I have not watched this movie, so I don't know. I saw like the little sins thing. Like, you ever seen like that Cinema Sins where they kind of give them like a sin every single time they.
Yeah. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. So I knew I knew what the movie was about. So I didn't fully watch it all.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be shocked about this. This movie, Aquaman, made $1 billion at the box office.
Why? All right. Maybe they wanted something different. I don't know. I don't know. That's surprising. That's very surprising.
Yeah. So out of all their movies, that was the most successful.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't like Aquaman as a comic character. As for the movie version, I don't know how to feel about him. Like he's kind of like that big, meathead type character. But theory on why this movie made $1 billion is probably the Game of Thrones fan base. Like their fan base is huge. So because the actor who plays Aquaman his name's Jason Momoa. Like he's pretty big in Game of Thrones. So that's probably why it made over $1 billion, because lots of people from the Game of Thrones fan base probably followed it. So that's why it was a success. So the critics, it seems that like it wasn't that bad compared to some of the others. Like the critics gave it a 65%, so not bad. Fans gave it like a 76, so yeah, okay. So you got people who at least like it, so I guess there you go.
There you go.
So Shazam, I watched this movie. Now I was kind of like, I do not know the status of like DC so far. Shazam, it made, and this is the most disappointing number, because I actually do like this movie. It made over $362 million.
Oh wow.
That is not good.
That is pretty disappointing.
And the even worse thing about it is, critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 90%, and the fans gave it a 87%. Like, people like this movie, but it didn't. Well, I mean, it did okay in the box office, but just not what it needed to be. Like, it needed to be like around the ballpark of like how much they made for Man of Steel. So that is kind of the current status. I know Suicide Squad 2 is supposed to get a sequel. The Flash is supposed to be getting his own movie.
See, they had a movie out of Suicide Squad, but it's an animation. I can't remember, Days of Hell or something. I can't remember what it was called. I seen it on what was that, Netflix?
I think so.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. There was a movie on there.
So it's like one of those cartoon ones?
Yeah, and it looked like there's Harley Quinn, Deadshot. I can't remember the other one.
Why don't they ever hire the animated team to be their directors? Like, from what I heard, like all their animated movies actually get like high praise and stuff. I'm like, why not hire them? Like, they're better. They're way better than Zack Snyder. I mean, I don't think he's as terrible as people say he is, but I kind of see him as more of like a fanboy of like Batman and Superman than an actual director who's kind of got like a certain vision. He's not like how Kevin Feige is with Marvel. Like he's the producer in all the movies. Like he's got a vision for every single hero. Like I don't think Feige has like a vision for all these superheroes, because some of these guys don't really work as much. So
Yeah.
to me, I personally think Superman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam work. Those are the only ones I think work. Aquaman, I think it's hard to kind of build a story around Aquaman. I mean, if what they're doing is working with fans, then I guess knock yourself out. Just don't mess up on the script.
And that's the problem. They want to go by fans what they say, but like sometimes you just have to like push through and do what the comics say. I mean, because a lot of these fans, they could be wrong. There's a lot of fans that could be right. I don't know, and I don't know. They go back and forth on that. I noticed. Like one minute they'll be like, "Oh, we're doing it from the comics, blah blah blah," and then they turn around, "Oh, but we are doing it for the fans," and then the fans don't like what they did. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're doing it for the fans or actually doing it for the comics. That's the problem, I believe.
Yeah, what I think is they need to have like a certain producer to kind of have like some somewhat of control, just like Kevin Feige does with Marvel.
Yeah.
Like he's somewhat of control. Like the directors do have the script and how everything goes out, but Kevin Feige does kind of have like a little bit of control. Like he'll have like a couple of tweaks here and there. So I say get a producer to kind of get like the direction of where Justice League needs to be at right now. There is a Joker movie coming out in October. However, the bad news is, even if that movie is a success, even if the movie is good with the critics, the bad news is that Joker is not going to be a part of this universe. Like, he's not going to have anything to do with it.
I noticed.
It's almost like
it looked like almost like a drama than an action-packed movie from the trailer. I noticed.
So, I hope it's good regardless.
I'm not saying that it would be bad or anything. I just mean, yeah, it might be actually decent, but I just don't believe it's not going to be the same feel that people are expecting. Judging by that trailer.
Yeah. So, and I'm also reading that some of the actors are going to be producers. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know about that.
What?
So Jason Momoa, the guy who plays as Aquaman, says, he's got an idea, so he's supposed to be
bad ideas. Yeah.
Not because the Flash is going to be a producer in his own movie, and Ben Affleck, despite he's done playing Batman, he is still going to be one of the producers in Matt Reeves' new Batman movie. He's still going to be a producer. Our funny thing is, like, I would get how, like, you're done being Batman, but you're still like, I'll still be involved in the movies for that.
I'll still stick around. I'm done being Batman, but I want to see how this is going to play out. I don't want to wait.
One thing I hope this new Batman does. Now, first off, please have Robert Pattinson kind of work out a little bit. Have him kind of bulk up, a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe give him a little bit of a haircut. The longer hair kind of isn't really Batman. He kind of keeps himself clean cut. And they should try getting some stuntmen that are actually martial artists to kind of, give Batman that true, martial artist feel, when he's in combat. Because we always see Batman just, go punch, 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 punch. Like, see him throw some like martial arts kicks that we haven't seen him do, like things like a reverse turn roundhouse. And the mood for this movie, this new Batman movie, I hope they make it kind of a detective type movie, because that's the part of Batman we have not explored yet. Like, it's always been action, whether it was like The Dark Knight, even though there's been tiny bits of him investigating, but
he's got to be smart with that money. You know what I mean? You think that he would be Sherlock Holmes type of thing, because all the technology he has, he even knows how to take out Superman. How many people on Earth do you know that knows how to take out Superman? Not that many.
Right. Yeah.
There's always someone that's got money and that's really intelligent, like Lex Luthor or somebody.
Yeah, I always thought they should kind of make Robert's character kind of like, you played the Wolf Among Us, right?
Yeah.
I'd say kind of have him a little bit like Big B Wolf's character, like, how like he's he's still a pretty strong dude.
I'm even supporting the Joker, man. Check that shit out. Got the Joker on my ring. I forgot to say something. But yeah.
But yeah, like, that was the thing I liked about Wolf Among Us. I know it's a little off topic, but
yeah,
it's like it did throw that mystery in there. It actually feels like Batman's a detective, because what's his face? Ra's al Ghul, one of Batman's arch enemies, like always calls him detective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he should feel like a detective more than just a guy who's just a crime fighter, because that's kind of what Batman is, and that's why Mr. Gordon always has like Batman with him, because he trusts him. He knows like he's a much better detective than some of the guys that they have at the police force.
Like instead of them going like, oh, here's a little bit of Bruce Wayne, and then boom, a whole bunch of Batman scenes. You'd rather see just like a little bit of Batman and then a whole bunch of detective scenes stopping to lead to Batman and them taking him out. Pretty much.
I wouldn't say taking him out, but like have like a, since they're going with Deathstroke, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe say he's like assassinating like all these certain important people, like maybe like a certain judge or something. I know they kind of did that like in the Dark Knight, but like a certain person that he needs to make someone silence, like, and then Batman's like tracking down like who this mystery guy is, and then he finally meets like Deathstroke at the end of the movie, and then they have this fight. Like I would like that. He figures out like who the villain is, and like the author could try to put it together themselves also, and they could figure out like, oh, this guy is at this area, and he's this dude and stuff like that. Like I think that would surprise a lot of fans, and it could get a lot of critics on the side and get people on board with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Like I think that could give him a good boost. So I don't know if you had a preference there for what they should kind of do with like some of their future projects or whatnot.
I don't know. Did you get that text I just sent you?
I probably missed it.
It's on Facebook. I'll try to send it again. You didn't get it that time again?
Oh, good Lord.
I'm Batman.
Man.
Should we?
I don't know on the podcast though, man. I don't know about that.
That's to ask him. I guess we could ask him random questions once we get him in. Are we done with it?
Hold on. Let me see how much time I got.
Yeah, how much time do you got? We did about 40 minutes in. 41 minutes so far.
I got a little bit of time here.
A little bit of time. I don't know if you want to. I mean, we could. Regardless of that text that people don't know yet.
I mean, not really, but I mean, if you want to do that, that's you, man.
Frank would see how pissed off he gets. If he even picks up. Scoot. It said scoot.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Not in a good mood today, guys.
Welcome to the podcast. Because I'm Batman.
No, not today. Hey, not today.
Well, we're just going on about Batman.
Yeah, I'm so good. I've been sick for the past 2 days.
All right, what do you think about the Batman that's supposed to play?
What the fuck are you babbling about?
What do you think about the new Batman that's supposed to play as
I
Batman?
didn't even see the new Batman.
Kendall, what was his name?
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, are you in a bad mood today, man?
No, I just fucking said I've been sick for the past 2 days.
Oh. Well, dang. This could make it worse for him. So they are having Robert Pattinson as the new Batman.
Who the fuck is Robert Pattinson?
Guy that played in
The
Twilight.
Vampire guy.
Oh god.
By the way, we're live. We are live, by the way, on YouTube.
I don't give a fuck. It's team fucking email a team pedophile because we all every girl saw fucking breaking down part 2. Fucking I can't control it. He imprinted on a fucking infant. Fucking email. Oh, I'm a monster.
Oh, monster! Don't look at me! Don't look at me!
Makes my stomach fucking turn even worse now. No, I'm not in a good mood, dude. I just feel like complete trash.
Well, we
I
tried
feel
to
like trash and fucking
put you in a better mood.
No, it didn't actually. It made it worse.
The
So
power
fucking
of
stupid.
Robert
You
Pattinson, man.
said Robert Pattinson, the guy who fucked the vampire dude in Twilight, right? I'm assuming that's who it is, right?
Yes, he's
Yes.
a vampire guy.
To the sparkly fuck, go fuck yourself. I fucking hate your guts. You're a horrible ass. You suck. You're the lowest fucking form of amphibian shit.
Matter of fact, who do you think is worse, him or Ben Affleck, when they were
Oh
announced?
god. Ben Affleck should never have picked up the role as the iconic Batman character. He should have stayed with Christian Bale. He was good. That's right. Christian Bale was good. He's not Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Michael Keaton was one of the best Batman ever. Then you got this fucking Val Kilmer playing Batman. Joker! Joker! I'm Batman! Who the fuck is gonna really do that? No, seriously. The only 2 good Batmans I can honestly say is Michael Keaton, who, by the way, his name isn't really Michael Keaton.
Really?
You can Google this. His real name is actually Mike Douglas.
Really? I actually didn't know that.
No, seriously, Google Michael Keaton's real name right now. I'll wait. Come on.
Oh, wow.
Michael Keaton, real name, Mike Douglas. Still Michael Keaton is what I've known from for years, but I did not know his real name was Mike Douglas. So, Michael Keaton, aka Mike Douglas, was one of the best Batmans ever. Christian Bale did a good job. But come the fuck on. Val Kilmer? No.
I thought maybe a Robin.
George Clooney sucked.
The new Batman dude, I thought maybe a Robin.
No.
Maybe.
No. I can't even picture him playing Robin.
What was it, Robert, whatever his name is? I don't know his name.
Robert
Flame Killer over here is the one that said something about it.
The fucking gay vampire.
I mean,
And
Robin.
seriously, this is fucking
Robin is
ridiculous.
gay Robin. I mean.
No, this is fucking. The fuck did they announce he's gonna be the new Batman?
Yeah.
When did they fucking announce this bullshit?
They've been talking about for about, like, I think over a month now.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose a lot of fucking business.
He's
Oh,
pissed.
the
The reign of Scott has
He
begun.
got the chin for it. That's the reason.
He's like, what do you know who the fuck's playing
Stay the fuck
Batman?
away from me.
The Twilight bitch princess.
He's got the chin for it though. That's the reason, guys. We know why. He chose. He got the fucking chin for it. Yay!
Yeah, Danny. By the way, he is correct about that. His name, Michael Keaton, his name is Michael John Douglas. Why he's called Michael Keaton, I have no clue though.
Because it's already an actor named Mike Douglas. There's an actor named Mike Douglas, and I don't know if his real name is Mike Douglas or not, but so my guess is they said, listen, there's already an actor named Mike Douglas, can we change your name to Michael Keaton? I guess that's how it worked. I'm not fucking sure. You know how it is. So they wouldn't like your name, so we're gonna change it for you and make you start that way.
Mm.
In fact, actually, one of my favorite roles he was in, he played a psychopath with anger issues. He was in a movie called The Dream Team. It's a comedy, because he's really good doing comedies and all that. He played someone who suffered from delusional grandeur and all that shit, right? And he was also co-starring with Christopher Lloyd, who played someone who was severe COPD, not COPD, but OCD, and a couple other people. One guy thought he was Jesus, and he was always naked. It's actually a good movie. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. I think back in 1989, some shit. That was one of the first movies I've seen him in. My first ever seeing him in any movie was, of course, Batman. One and Batman, the other Batman Returns, or whatever. What is it called? Batman Returns?
It was Batman Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns, because Michelle Pfeiffer played Catwoman, which they should have stuck with Michelle Pfeiffer for the. Halle Berry made a horrible Catwoman. All she acted like was a bitch that was in heat. That's it.
It was like a movie.
I don't fucking care. I'm getting ready to hang up because I don't feel good. Now you got my fucking rage going on your fucking live stream.
It's all good, man. It's great. It's
I can't believe fucking Robert Pattinson. The reason why they chose him because he has a fucking chin for it.
But let me ask you this: who would you have picked to play as Batman?
Not him.
Already.
I feel you.
Not him. I would fucking rather see. Let's see. I would have personally rather choose Michael to play Batman. See, who can I think of that would be a good Batman? Brad Pitt, probably. He could probably pulled it off. They made George Clooney a Batman. I mean, so they made George Clooney a Batman. Why not Brad Pitt, right? I mean, he's got the chin for it. That's exactly what fucking Brad Pitt did. Give somebody else. I want to be Batman. Let me guess. Is Christian is the fucking is that vampire chick that fucking in Breaking Dog, Kristen Stewart? Is she gonna play one of the villains of Good Guys too? Is she in it too?
Because I'm Batman.
Is she gonna play Harley Quinn?
Is she in it?
Wait. Say that again.
Is Kristen Stewart gonna be playing Harley Quinn?
No.
And why the fuck not? They made this asinine decision on fucking Robert Pattinson. Or Peter, whatever the fucking douchebag's name is.
They always confirmed that Margaret Robbie was going to get a Harley Quinn standalone movie.
Dude, that movie's gonna fucking bomb. That movie's gonna fucking go straight down the shitter.
You walk off right now and start yelling and bitching about Batman, I will play that straight.
What's great?
I'll play that. Just let it go off for 45 seconds.
You know what? This is probably gonna ruin your fucking stream, but I'll show you what I think of Batman.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
What? No.
Oh, no.
No.
That's what's gonna happen to the movie. I'm not gonna take a shit on camera.
Oh, I had a block. I didn't know what was going on. Block my head in front of it.
There's no way in hell that movie's gonna fucking do well in the box office.
However, there is one thing that might change your mind, though.
I don't think so.
Have you watched the Planet of the Apes movies, like the new rebooted one?
Yeah, I've never liked those movies to begin with, so.
Okay. Well, the director of those movies is going to direct this one, so.
Yeah, and it's gonna suck as well. Guys, I'm a geek, alright? I'm a big geek. I'm not gonna fucking be ashamed to say. I mean, I'm also a gamer.
Yeah, yeah.
So when a good comic movie comes out, such as Superman or Batman, I'm a little excited to see it. But when it does horribly, I'm like, that's cold, man. That's just cold. I mean, fucking me personally, I was not a big fan of Marvel's Infinity Wars. I was not a big fan of it. I seen it in the theaters, I fell asleep through it. It was that fucking boring to me. So boring that when it came out on Netflix, I passed out through it as well. So when Endgame came out in theaters, I didn't go fucking see it. So yeah, that should tell you something. But yeah,
Shit got real.
They're letting Robert Patterson, whatever the fuck his name is, play Batman.
I can't believe it either. It was just announced, I think, yesterday or today or some shit that he was, because there was this potential of the next Batman, and they had like 4 or 5
because
people.
Because he's got the chin for it.
We don't.
Yeah, so did you want to hear like who was like the second runner-up, though?
Yeah, you want to hear the second runner-up?
That's hard to
Just walk away and start bitching. Just walk away from the camera and just start bitching about Batman, and I'll play that siren again.
Alright, who's the second runner-up?
Supposed to be like Nicholas Hoult.
Get your shit together. Choose a fucking good actor for this role. Come on. Are they trying to destroy the iconic name of Batman, or are they just being fucking pricks?
Hey, those are like the directors, man. Like I don't know what they see, man.
I wasn't trying to figure out who they're trying to do it for. Is it for the comics, for themselves, or for the fans? Because they claim it's for the fans.
It ain't for the fans, I can guarantee you that.
I think they do it for the comics and turn around and do it for themselves and watch the fans bitch.
No, they ain't doing it for the fans.
No. Just watch the fans bitch. The first time Paramount's actually, like, I know it's off topic once again, but like Sonic. Remember the Sonic Hedgehog movie? Like, he went through like 2 or 3 different remodeling over Paramount's because people were pissed, but they couldn't do that shit. But they couldn't do that shit. The Ninja Turtles. They didn't do that shit. The Ninja Turtles though. Same company.
No, right? Yeah. Whiteout. Have you seen the new fucking Sonic?
Yeah, I've seen it.
got fucking Jim Carrey playing the fucking bad guy.
Oh yeah.
I think that Ryan Reynolds playing Sonic.
Yeah. No. Ron Reynolds playing Pikachu.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu, but I think that movie's already done. I think he started a new one.
Yeah, it's already out. I heard some people kind of liked it. Like they like more of the Pokemon than the actual humans. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna happen. Like
either, so. That's just fucking that just pisses me the fuck off though. Like, I could have come up with a better choice for Batman than that. I mean,
that's like the worst choice you could do.
Yeah,
I don't think it gets any of that
what
worse.
You're trying to do
Charlie Sheen would have been a good Batman in this case. Charlie Sheen would have been a good Batman in this case.
You can't though. He can't. Charlie Sheen's sick. He's got HIV.
So it doesn't make him stop being Batman. It's acting.
It does actually. Some of the shit he can't. Batman needs to do. He can't do no more.
Stunt double.
Huh?
Stunt double.
Why don't they choose just a whole new guy no one knows about?
Right. That
Put
works
him in
too.
the fucking limelight.
what they did
Look
with
what
Chris,
they did for the new Hellraiser.
knew who he was.
look what they did for Hellraiser Judgment. Movie sucked, right? I was not happy with the movie, but the original guy who played Pinhead, Doug Bradley,
Yeah.
I met him at Spooky World, right? Back in the friggin' late 90s, I met him at Spooky World. I had just graduated high school. I took my brother to Spooky World for his birthday. Met Doug Bradley. Doug Bradley has been Pinhead for, I think over 20 years. So when it came time to pass the torch on to somebody else for Hellraiser Judgment, Doug Bradley actually read the screenplay, liked it, and said, do it. And friggin', he did a good job as Pinhead. I wasn't a big fan of the movie. I thought the movie was boring and stupid.
So wait, when did this come out? Oh.
Hellraiser Judgment's been out for a little bit now. At least 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, it's on iTunes. You can find it on iTunes. It's on Netflix, for fuck's sake, I think. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I see it there, I'm like, add the list so I can watch it and bitch again.
It's bitchy all over again.
Pretty much. I mean, all that really stands is friggin' there's a murder going around. If you ever seen Hellraiser Inferno, it's a lot like that. Which Hellraiser Inferno was the worst fucking movie ever to happen to the Hellraiser franchise. So if you go back and you watch Hellraiser Inferno, it's a lot like that. The only difference is the cop happens to be the bad guy, and Pinhead decides I'm going to disembowel an angel. Spoiler alert, guys. If you've never seen the movie, go back. You'll see an angel get disemboweled. So then I won't ruin the ending, but the movie's not that good to begin with. It really isn't. With everything else going on and friggin' that I got going on right now, I'm gonna say, guys, good night. Follow these two pricks.
These two pricks.
I'm
Follow this
sick
prick
of
up here.
guys. Yeah, I'm sick of my peace out. I'm gonna go friggin' show and just relax. I've been sick for the When did you get a stream deck?
What, huh?
I know what that is using a stream deck. When did you get a stream deck?
No, I'm using the sirens that I usually start off to begin with. Audio clips, the MP3.
If you get a stream deck, it'd be easier, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm actually working on going towards, is getting a stream deck. But I'll talk to you guys later. Fucking that's just stupid, though. Just fucking stupid.
I thought you might get a kick out of it, cussing it out, and it would be great for the channel. Great for the channel.
No, that's just completely fucking stupid.
We had to have a freak out somewhere about it.
Well, you got me doing fucking permanently rage and piss on.
Hold on, I got you.
I'm gonna go with this show.
All right.
Get better, man.
Get better, man. So shitty. He walked off and everything. Oh, so you want to sign out of here? We've got an hour. We got an hour in here.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, that's it. I mean, I know Harley Quinn's supposed to have her own movie. The Flash is supposed to have his own movie, and he's supposed to be the producer of his own movie, which I don't know about that. Yeah, Aquaman's his own sequel. Shazam's like the only questionable one, despite it did good with the critics, but just not at box office.
Yeah.
And I don't know any information about what they're doing with Superman. Like Henry's still kind of questionable. So, other than that, that's all I got for DC. And all I could say is Marvel's. I mean, that is Scott's opinion. If he didn't like the movies, like the Infinity War and Endgame, I personally liked them.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, I thought Endgame was like a pretty bittersweet ending though. So everybody get a whiteout to watch in game in both Infinity War.
I've
Tell him.
been meaning to. I've been meaning to still watch it. Still
But
meaning to
other
watch
than that, yeah, that's pretty much it, though.
Yep. All
I
right.
mean, Marvel's kicking DC's ass still, man.
Whiteout, Whiteout show, 365 and fucking up everywhere. Please comment, sub, like, ring that notification bell. There's Flame Killer 713 at YouTube. Follow him too.
That's right.
Well, shit. I guess we out of here, right?
Yep.
All right.
As I always say, till next time.
Till next
Later.
time. Later.
Suckers.